and welcome. You're watching Head to Head. I'm Antonina Antosha with UATV. Fighting corruption is one of the most challenging tasks Ukraine is facing today. To help in achieving this goal, government and civic initiative Together Against Corruption was created 2 years ago. To learn more about the work and success of this initiative, we're joined in the studio today by Oksana Velychko. She's the coordinator of government and civic initiative Together Against Corruption. Hello, and thank you for joining us.
Hello.
So tell us all about the initiative Together Against Corruption.
Together Against Corruption was created 2 years ago. It was the idea of our Prime Minister how to involve more civil society representatives to the prevention of corruption to the ministries. Because, of course, the ministries itself can fight corruption, but not maybe probably such successfully as together with the civil society and business and experts who know very well where is the corruption.
What's the main idea behind the initiative?
The main idea to join efforts. To find out the certain areas at which we are going to work together. And we started from the in such areas at which we agreed to work together and to join our efforts.
What are those areas you are joining forces in?
83 tasks at which we are working together. And we started from the identifying these areas, and we asked the ministries to find out where is the corruption and where they are ready to work together with us. And also we asked the experts to help us to find out the corruption. And then we had a lot of negotiation and find out these 83 cases, 3-5 to every ministry. It's, for example, the registration of all the land which belongs to the Ministry of Defense. It's how to find out and to fight the corruption in the areas of humanitarian aid that we are receiving and distributing, and sometimes it is sold on our markets. It's how to create the register of all the people who receive the help from the state, because lots of people receive from different areas, and sometimes it is not calculated properly. It is how to fight the corruption in the building of the Ukrainian roads. Lots of money started to be paid in the roads, and how to prevent them from being spent not properly.
I'm assuming all those situations require a specific, so to say, peculiar way of fighting corruption in every of those areas. So do you look at the individual approach in every of those situations?
Of course. And first of all, we ask our experts, where do you see the corruption? And also we are working a lot with the people who are working inside of the ministries and secretly inform us where it could be the corruption. And we develop the individual plan for every case, what should be done. For example, what should be done in the areas of legislation, how the law should be changed, and what should be the internal procedures changed, and what should be electronization done, and which procedures should be more open, what should be more public, and etc. We have every detailed plan for every our anti-corruption case.
Okay, the initiative has been on the market, so to say, or on the table for 2 years now. What are your effects? What is your feedback?
It's not easy because our ministries sometimes very slow in fighting corruption, and they simply don't have sometimes necessary resources to find the corruption necessary.
Like what?
Like people who know how to do it, like people who are willing to do it, and sometimes they don't have money to make a PC, for example, and to make a program, electronic program, to make some process not been done on the paper, but to have the process which are in electronic way. They don't have money for them. Like, for example,
which sounds actually interesting.
Yes. And, for example, our Ministry of Nature, they have to have laboratories everywhere who will be measuring how the air, for example, is dirty and the water is dirty, the pollution, yes. But we don't have such laboratories everywhere. It's a big money. That's why our inspectors come to the business and check it in a way that could let them to show any results they would like. And to build the laboratories, it's a very big money. It's not easy process which will take a lot of time and very big money. That's why sometimes it's not so easy as we would like it to do. And but anyway, we have first successes, and
What's the success? What's the the achievement you would like to talk most about?
The first achievement was, which was done very quickly after we started to work, was our state audit service started to public all the external audits. Before, they didn't public them, the full report, and it lets our civil society representatives, our journalists, to investigate more about the corruption, what is done in every state enterprises, what is done, and they can make their investigation, etc. It was our first success, and then we have something like many, about 10 successes by now. We have the procedures how to choose the managers of the healthcare institutions by a concourse, not by like before they were just appointed who should be the manager.
It is a competition.
It's a competition. Now it is a competition, and the third part of the commissions that are choosing the manager of the state care enterprise is civil society representatives. So it's not just appointed, but we can influence this process, and it's very very clear, very clear procedure, very transparent, and let new people to come to the system. Because before it was $10,000 paid for to become a manager of the healthcare institution. Now it's chances,
so
at least. Yes, now at least chances to some new people to come to the system. Also, we have some successes in building area. In Ukraine, we have lots of many different scandals in a building area because, for example, there was a corruption case that in order to, if you would like to build the building which is higher than it is allowed it, you just have to come to the Ministry of Building, no, Ministry of Building, yes, and you can ask for a letter from the minister who will let you to build the building as you would like. And we develop a very clear procedure how these norms should be followed, and the criteria how they cannot be where they cannot be followed, and the very clear criteria what should be done and what shouldn't be done in this area. And also we have some first successes in road building areas. We are very clearly investigating the tenders and see many not very good process in those money distribution, and we are planning how to change the procedures of purchases, procurement, and maybe this is on the way. Telling the truth, many serious cases are just started to be worked. We provided the investigation in each area, we find out the corruption risk, and we just started the process of their fighting.
So, as I have understood, you cooperate with a lot of ministries, and you have said yourself that there are 5 ministries involved in the project. Which are they?
15 ministers involved in the project, yes, and every quarter we are doing the report on a cabinet of ministers meeting, assembly. Yes, and we are trying to monitor the achievements of every ministers in order to push them to work harder and more quickly. And for example, we have done the detailed implementation plan of every case, and we are measuring on which stage they are now. How many % of the fighting corruption is done in every cases. And we have some winners who are very quickly fighting the corruption, and we have 5 ministers who are winners in how serious tasks they choose for the project. Because of course you can easily do some very simple tasks, but if the tasks are more serious, of course your speed is not so quick. That's why we have 5 ministers of speed in fighting corruption and 5 ministers in how serious cases they choose. Yes, in speed we have the Ministry of Sports always quick, yes, and we have the Ministry of Defense. We have the Ministry of I forgot. okay, these two are
two are the top ones.
Yeah, they are on top. And we have also the ministers who are the winners of seriousness of the cases, and it's a Minister of Building and Infrastructure, and they have 3 very serious, we think, cases at which they are working with us very closely. And we have the Minister of Nature. They have 2 very serious also and very strong cases. We have also the Minister of Social Policy and some more ministries.
Okay, what are your plans for the future?
We have a lot of work together with the ministers, and we have very clear plans in every case what we have to do together with them. And we are going to follow this detailed implementation plan. The main idea is to involve experts. We are always looking for experts. Are you
involving experts who are only from Ukraine or international experts as well?
As well, international experts, but it depends on the resources we have. And we are working with something like 80 NGO and more than 400 experts. And we are inviting everyone who are aware of the corruption case and have necessary competence to work with this. And of course, if it is international experts, they could be invited by the NGO who are involved in the project. They just invite them, and we are working also with them.
Thank you so much for coming and explaining the whole initiative to us.
Thank you very much.
That was Oksana Velychko. She's the coordinator of government and civic initiative Together Against Corruption. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned with UATV for more.